Hey everyone, it's Carly Hall, and in today's tutorial, we are going to take a look at Cricut Design Space, the new beta release that just went out. So if you're curious what a beta release is, a beta of a software is a preliminary release of some new features that a company is launching and is looking for feedback on the release. So we can take a look at these new design elements in Cricut Design Space and report our feedback and experience before it officially rolls out. So if you're interested in taking a look at this beta version, up in the left-hand corner of your screen, there are these three lines. Go ahead and click on those and then choose Settings. You'll see here that it says Application Experience and you'll want to choose Beta. This will restart your application, so you want to make sure that if you're working on a project that you save that to your computer before choosing the beta experience, and then click Done. See here that a window is opening and it's loading the new beta updates. Mine did automatically launch and you can see that it says the beta version 7.20.83. So here we are in the beta experience. It looks very similar. You'll notice that there are a couple of new functions up at the top, and then there is this new combine window down here, which we will look at. So I like to teach in shapes, and that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to use some free shapes on the Shapes tab. So I'm just choosing these shapes. And if you want to follow along with me, you can follow along, pause, rewind. That's the beauty of YouTube. So it's not like a live class where you have to keep up. You can pause me, rewind, restart, and ask questions. So if at any point in the video you are so confused or you're lost and you need more help with something, please leave me a comment because that gives me a good idea of what you guys need to learn or want to learn. So I'm going to use a heart, a circle, and a square. And let's set these all to different colors too so we can see what's happening. So we'll make them bigger and choose some fun colors. Pink, purple, and blue. All right, so we have our images and now let's play around. So you'll notice that the combine option is only available if you have more than one image selected. So I have two images selected. And the way that I did that is I just grabbed my cursor and selected both of the images. You can also choose one image, hold down the Shift key, and then select the additional images. Once you have more than one image selected, that combine option will be available to you. So let's overlap these slightly, and let's highlight them all. When more than two images are highlighted, the slice option is no longer available. So notice that only two can be highlighted for that slice to be available. If we highlight all of them, the combine is still available. So to start, we have our weld option. We're all familiar with weld. Once you weld, it turns into one weld result, one layer, and it can only be undone before your project is saved. So if I click Save, this no longer can be undone, but you can see that it welded into one image. So let's undo that. I can undo it since I have not clicked Save yet. Now if I highlight all three images and choose Unite, you'll notice that the action was very similar. Everything is now one image and there are no cut lines between the images. But the cool part about this new Unite function is if I want to modify any part of this image, I can still edit all of these layers. So say I need to make the heart a little bit bigger, I can do that. Say I need to move it, I can do that. And then the cut lines just disappear. This is so cool. I love this new function. So that is a game changer in my opinion. The other really awesome thing is if I click Save, I can actually undo the Unite even after I've saved it. So I can come back to this project and say, I need to make a change, I need to edit text, I need to do whatever I need to do. I can undo it. Game changer. It does not change back to the original colors though, so you would have to change those. I don't even remember what my colors were, but we'll just change them like this so that we can keep on going through the different functions. The next one is subtract. So it looks like any of the images that are overlapping, so the images on top are going to subtract out of the image on bottom. So the two layers on top are going to take away from the heart. You can see that that's what they've done just there. So if I didn't want the circle to subtract, if I sent it to the back, now this would be subtracted out of my heart, but the heart part would be subtracted out of my circle, is what I'm thinking will happen. Oh, so it actually just subtracted everything that was on top. So if we undo it, it really just paid attention to these two layers, which is interesting. I thought that we would have a slice out of here and then a slice out of here. So this is how I love to learn. I love to just play around and see what happens. So I'll undo that. I also can undo it from the combine panel down here. Now intersect, anywhere it's overlapping, it will be left. So I'm thinking that this part here will be left and this part here will be left. Let's see. Okay, so to intersect two or more layers, at least all of them need to be overlapping. So it won't let me do the two different portions. So we would need this guy to be overlapping. So where the purple, pink, and blue is overlapping, that's what will be left. So highlight everything and then intersect. So you can see those are the three areas that were overlapping. So it will not work if they're not all overlapping. But I could do two at a time and intersect. So it will let me do that. So I did like that note that came up because that's obviously how we learn. Now, if we did the last option, we have exclude. Interesting. So these are really cool functions. Again, you can undo all of them down at the bottom, undo exclude, and you can also merge them all. But once you've merged, it's kind of like the weld option where you can't undo it. And the colors did change back, so we can change those back to the colors that we want them to be. Every time a different shape is getting a different color. So these new combine tools are really cool. I'm really excited about what we can learn and do with those tools. If you're interested in seeing what other updates there are, if you choose the three lines in the upper left-hand corner and then choose what's new, you can see in 7.20 you have the reversible combination. So it says if you ever wish you could undo a weld, same. Now in addition to weld, we've got a new suite of actions: unite, subtract, intersect, and exclude. And yep, now you can combine them, blah, 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 and it's all reversible. So that is really cool. I'm really excited about that. And this, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Want to rename a layer or even a group in your layers panel? Ever desire to rearrange your layers into different stacking order or maybe even drag objects from one group to another? Now you can. That is going to be so cool. So say I want to rename something, I just double click. So say this is my frame, for example, and this is going to be my picture. I can now call the shapes what I want them to be. This is a game changer. So then I can highlight everything and I can group. It also tells me the hotkey. So if I'm looking to quickly group without clicking on the group icon, I can click Command G on my keyboard to get the same effect. And then I can call this group whatever I want it to be. So heart frame, for example. And then if I want to pull something out of this group, I just drag it out. Is that what you do? Maybe I need to have something it can drag into. So let's put another shape. So now let's drag out. Yeah. Okay. So now my group is just those two things. This is so neat because you know when you have something, let's ungroup this for a second. So you know when you have a project and you're like, I just want to select the one thing, but everything is grouped together and it's all stacked on top of each other. And you're like, I'm just trying to get that purple heart or whatever you're trying to get. I'm just trying to get this square and you're trying to select it. Now you can pull it out, but it does look like it's easier to pull it out if you have another thing outside. So I'm just trying to pull out that square. Now I can just pull it out, select it, make my changes. So say I want to change it to this color. and then I can just put it back in. What the heck? That's so cool. All right, this is a really cool feature. I'm so excited about these changes. When I worked at Cricut, I loved writing the education content when new changes like this came out. It's so exciting. And something that I didn't know was even a thing, which apparently it's been around, is that you can actually use shapes to make guides now. So say you have a card that you want to print something on, but you already have it cut out and it's 6.5 by 6.5, for example. I can actually change this to just be a guide. And when I click make it, like, well, you can't even click make it because I have nothing to make, because this won't actually cut. So now, say I want to add an image to it. We'll just choose a featured image. So say I want to add a pumpkin. Well, now I can see how big I need to make my pumpkin for that card. And then when I click make it, we'll make it on a mat. That square isn't anywhere to be found because it's just a guide. And if I wanted to send this canvas to somebody, I could even add them notes. So 6.5 inch square template or card, let's say. So they know, okay, now that's just a card. And then you're going to place your pumpkin on that card. How cool is that? And then I could probably even group these together. So I'm just clicking shift and grouping them. What card template? That is so stinking cool. How cool is that? How many times have you designed something, but you're like, I don't actually need to cut that square. And then you go to make it and you're like, what is that square? I don't even need that square. This is cool. All right. Go into the comments right now. Tell me all the things you want to learn. I know that I didn't do a super great job explaining this combine panel because it's not super intuitive to me yet. It's very similar to Illustrator, which surprised me that I didn't get it right away. But I will play around with that more because now we have the ability to make our own shapes and things for free because we have so many tools unlocked now. So sharing design canvases just got so much more exciting because now we can name the layers, we can add templates, and this will definitely take creating to a whole new level. I'm so excited about this. So leave me a comment with what you want to learn and what you want to see, because I cannot wait to show you all the things that we can make with these new tools. And we can undo them and modify them and change them. This is so exciting. You can see this is what I really like. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel for all the future crafting tutorials. I really want you to be here to learn with me because this is what I'm super passionate about, and I'm so glad that you found me in this video. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.